Hey y'all, welcome back to Outer World Media. My name is Austin. As always, thank you for stopping by the channel to check in and just kind of see what I'm up to and what's going on. I'm going to start off by apologizing for a couple things. Number one, if you hear some high-pitched squealing, it is the wind here in West Texas. We do have a storm coming through, so it's a little annoying. But I'm gonna start off with that, and then also I want to apologize that I have not done a weekly update or an updated video here. In the last 2 or 3 Sundays, I'd start to do them, and I'm just didn't feel in the mood, didn't feel right in the mind to do it. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of take my time off from that. I kind of wanted to get some things in the works and whatnot. Some things I have said on the channel, some things I haven't. So we'll get right into it. Start off with what have I been reading? I've been working my way through Dead House Gates. I'm sitting at about 40% into the book. I want to be at the 50% mark come the end of this month, so I have all this week to do it, to read that last 10%. So I will say I am enjoying this quite a bit. There is some scenery in this book that's actually kind of made me stop and put the book down for a minute to just kind of soak it in and just kind of materialize what I just read and whatnot. And there's been some scenes I'm like, I kind of need to read something a little cheerier than this, or I need to watch a feel-good movie. I mean, there's a scene, without trying to spoil anything, essentially, where someone's going through this like camp and whatnot, and this raid had just come through, and the imagery that Mr. Erikson gives us is people impaled on pikes or whatnot, as well as children and babies. And he doesn't go too in depth. It's not complete nihilism, but when you read it, at least for me, I had to go, you know what, okay, this is a little heavy. I need to put on something, watch something, read something a little lighter, and whatnot. So, I'd read the chapter and whatnot. But again, I am enjoying it. The cast of characters thus far, I am enjoying. These new ones in particular, I like the dynamic between three of them and whatnot. And just how, I don't know, this book thus far is way more brutal than what Gardens of the Moon was. So I'm enjoying that aspect. Impaling babies and children, not so much, but I get what he's going for, because it is war. Unfortunately, terrible things have happened and will happen in future wars and whatnot. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it just, I don't know. Again, it was a little startling to read. But again, that's not deterring of the book or anything like that. I am very much enjoying it, as well as the cast of characters and whatnot. The other book I picked up, and I don't expect to finish it this month. I don't. And that is Hannibal by Mr. Thomas Harris. I think I'm like 18% through this book, not that far into it, on chapter 13. We have had no Hannibal Lecter yet, unfortunately, in this book. Like the last two novels before this, it does fly pretty quickly. But when you have the title is called Hannibal, and he was prevalent in Silence of the Lambs, not as much as I would like. I was really going into this thinking, okay, you know what, it's going to be mostly about Hannibal, like we're going to see what he's been up to. And thus far, it's been about Clarice Starling and kind of the fallout of the Silence of the Lambs, and kind of, how life has been for her since that and whatnot. And it's, I don't know, I'm not enjoying it, but I'm also, I don't know, I'm kind of lukewarm on it thus far. Again, like I said, I was really hoping to have more Hannibal Lecter. Granted, I'm only 13 chapters, not pages, into the book. I was kind of hoping I'd have a little bit more Hannibal Lecter by then. They think there's a note that came from Hannibal, but it's not 100% confirmed. But anyways, I digress. Kind of just picking this up whenever I'm in the mood for it. I want to finish this trilogy before I start another trilogy. So I'm definitely going to have to finish this. This one has, in all honesty, kind of taken the back seat to Dead House Gates, as well as this next book, and that is the 10th Longmire novel. And I do apologize, I'm going to have to just double check the name. Any other name. Sorry, I had to double check what the title of this one was. About 20-some% into the book. Thus far, we are with Walt and Lucius and Dog, kind of just, meandering around and whatnot, and starting to do a little bit more of investigating in a case and whatnot. We are not in Nebraska, Absarosa County. We're not in, Walt's hometown. We're not there, so I am enjoying kind of just a little bit of change of scenery. I think Mr. Johnson does a great job in that when, whether it's in, a different state or a different part of the state or, a different part of the county. Like, I feel like he does really good job at, kind of differing the characters. We can go this little area of Wyoming and, that's kind of like the what am I thinking of, the like the preppers, like the crazy kind of out there, and then you go to this other part of the county and it's nothing but rednecks and roughnecks, and we go to this other part of the county and we're on a reservation and it's Indians and it's Native Americans and it's just kind of separates, and each region kind of feels like its own, and I really do enjoy that. So I'm very much looking forward to getting further into this book. Like I said, Hannibal has taken the back seat to Deadhouse Gates as well as this. And the reason being, sorry about that. I did announce it. I have been in the process of setting up an interview with Mr. Craig Johnson, the author of Longmire. And I am proud and happy to announce that that interview will be happening later on this week on Thursday. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So if you have any questions or anything like that, drop them down in the comments. I'm working on a list of questions myself for Mr. Johnson, but I'm really, really looking forward to that interview and just kind of getting to talk to him about that and about this series, just because I really have grown to love this series as a whole. Even some of the minor characters I absolutely love. I don't think it's any secret that my favorite character, though, is Henry Standing Bear, but I feel like that's most people's favorite character. But again, now that's kind of lead us into, what's going to happen on the channel. What is going to, what am I going to read? Well, I really want to finish book 10 before I had that interview with Mr. Johnson. Obviously, I think it's like the 19th or 20th book is coming out this year in May, I believe. So I definitely am far behind and on that series, but I want to have that done by the time of that interview and whatnot, and just kind of talk to him about, the first 10 books, because again, like I said, I don't know. I love the series. I enjoy it. I adore it. It's what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's like a sweet treat. I mean, it's like chips. I just can sit there and keep reading, and it's not a guilty pleasure, but it's chips. It's relaxing. It's calming to read these books, especially when you compare it to the other book that I gotta try and get 10% through this week, and that is Deadhouse Gates. I am going to be continuing that. So like I said, you have, as Mike's book reviews, I believe it's him, is what I've heard him say, you had the meat and potatoes here, and then you have like your chips. This is something you got to sit down and focus on, hyper focus, and just try to understand everything. And then I could pick up a Longmire book and I could fly through the chapters, which is nothing against this. I enjoy that, but like I said, that's kind of what's going on for this channel and whatnot this week, and what I'm gonna kind of be reading. Like I said, I do have that interview with Mr. Johnson on Thursday, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm hoping maybe Friday or Saturday to have that interview up on the channel, but we'll see. It depends on how long it's gonna be and whatnot. But if you can't tell, also, I just want to throw this out there. I did get a new shelf, kind of reorganize things a little bit. I figured, since we are doing movies and books on this channel, I need a bookshelf, not just something that you could see all my horror stuff over here. I need a bookshelf with all my books. So thankfully, I have my Malazan books up here, got my Lure of the Moors, got my J.R.R. Tolkien, my Middle-earth books there and whatnot. So eventually this shelf will be full of books and whatnot. But like I said, I just kind of want a little bit of a change of scenery for y'all. Just kind of show you real quick as well. I got my my silver shamrock mask up there, you know, just kind of changing things up a little bit, trying to make this channel a little better and whatnot, and a little bit more streamlined as far as that go, and make it feel like it's not just being filmed in just a random corner of my apartment. But I digress. Again, like I said, you know, that's just kind of what's going on this week. Gonna continue on with Deadhouse Gates, as well as the 10th Longmire novel, and got that interview coming up on Thursday. Let me know in the comments, what are y'all reading? You know, again, if you all have any questions for Mr. Johnson, you know, even if you haven't read the series, I'm sure someone can be like, man, you know, if you had to explain your series in like, you know, a paragraph, how would you do it, kind of thing. But again, like I said, really looking forward to that. If I do finish any other name early enough, I'll pick up Hannibal and try continue on with Hannibal. Like I said, that's kind of taking the back seat right now to these two other books. I probably won't pick this back up until next month, but we shall see. Again, as always, thank y'all for stopping by, and y'all have a good one.